In this episode, you are listening to a simple summary of a book. The book is written by Steven Pinker, and it is called How the Mind Works. This book asks one very important question. It is an old question, but it still matters today. The question is this: how does the human mind work? The original book is very difficult. Many people find it hard to read and hard to understand. But in this episode, I have done something different. I have made the ideas very simple. I have used very easy English. I have removed difficult words and complex explanations. So, you do not need to worry. This episode is not only for learning English. It is also for learning about your own mind. While you listen, you will practice English, but at the same time, you will think about how you think, how you feel, how you remember, how you decide. In the first part, we talk about what the mind is. We also talk about why the mind exists at all. The author explains one main idea from the beginning. The mind is not empty. The mind is not random. The mind is a tool. The mind is something the brain does. The brain is a physical object inside your head. It is made of cells. These cells send signals to each other. But the mind is not the same as the brain. The mind is the activity of the brain. It is how we think. It is how we feel. It is how we remember, how we decide, and how we imagine. When you feel happy, your brain is active. When you feel afraid, your brain is active. When you remember your past or plan your future, your brain is active. All of these actions together are called the mind. And the author tells us something very important. The mind did not appear by accident. It was shaped slowly over a very long time. It was shaped by life on Earth. To explain this, the author Steven Pinker talks about evolution. Evolution means slow change over many years. Remember that word, evolution. Living things change because they need to survive. They need food. They need safety. They need to have children. The human mind exists because it helped our ancestors survive. Long ago, humans lived in dangerous places. They needed to find food. They needed to avoid animals. They needed to work together. They needed to understand other people. The mind helped them do these things. So the mind stayed. It improved slowly over time. The author explains that the mind is like a toolbox. Inside this box, there are many tools. Each tool has a job. One tool helps us see. Another helps us hear. Another helps us understand language. Another helps us feel fear. Another helps us feel love. These tools are not learned from zero. We are born with many of them already inside us. This does not mean we cannot learn new things. It means learning has a starting point. For example, babies learn language very fast. They do not need lessons. They hear sounds and their mind starts working. This happens because the human mind is ready for language. The author explains something people often misunderstand. Some people think the mind is like a blank paper. They think society writes everything on it. Steven Pinker says this is not true. We are not empty when we are born. We have basic ways of thinking. We have basic feelings. We have basic needs. Culture is important. Education is important. But they work with the mind, not instead of it. Another idea in this first part of the book is about purpose. The mind has a purpose. It helps us solve problems. Every day, we face small problems. What should I eat? Who can I trust? Where should I go? How do I explain my idea? Your mind works all the time to answer these questions. Most of the time, you do not notice it. It feels natural, but it is very complex. Pinker wants us to stop thinking of the mind as magic. He also wants us to stop thinking of it as simple. It is natural, but it's powerful. He gives many examples from daily life. He talks about walking. He talks about talking. He talks about recognizing faces. These things feel easy, but for a machine, they are very hard. A computer can do math very fast, but it cannot understand a joke easily. It cannot feel sadness. It cannot fall in love. This shows us something important. The human mind is special, not because it is perfect, but because it is designed for life. In this part of the book, Pinker also talks about mistakes. The mind makes mistakes. We forget things. We misunderstand people. We believe wrong ideas. This does not mean the mind is broken. It means the mind is made for survival, not for perfection. For example, fear helped humans survive. But today, fear can appear even when there is no real danger. Your heart beats fast. Your hands sweat. Your mind worries. This is an old tool working in modern world. The author wants us to be kind to our minds. When we understand the mind, we understand ourselves better. Okay, now we move on to a very important question. Why does the mind work the way it does? Steven Pinker explains that the human mind did not appear suddenly. It was built slowly over a very long time. This happened through a process called natural selection. Natural selection is simple to understand. Living things that can survive usually stay alive. Living things that cannot survive often disappear. Over many generations, helpful features and characteristics remain. The human mind is one of those helpful things. It helped our ancestors stay alive. It helped them find food. It helped them avoid danger. It helped them work together. Long ago, humans did not live in cities. They lived in nature. Life was difficult and dangerous. Food was not easy to find. Animals could attack. Weather could kill. In this world, the mind was very important. People who could think better survived longer. People who could learn from mistakes survived longer. People who could understand others survived longer. Because of this, the mind slowly became stronger and smarter. The author explains that the mind is a problem solver. Every day, humans had problems to solve. Where is food? Is this place safe? Is this person friendly or dangerous? The mind helped answer these questions quickly. If the answer was wrong, the person could die. So, the mind had to improve. The author gives us a helpful idea here. He says the mind is like a machine made of many parts. Each part has one job. No single part does everything. One part helps you see. One part helps you hear. One part helps you remember faces. One part helps you feel fear. And one part helps you feel love. These parts work together. They send messages to each other. They help you act in the world. This is important because many people think the mind is one simple thing. Pinker says it is not. It is many systems working together. For example, when you see a snake, many things happen fast. Your eyes see the shape. Your memory remembers danger. Your body feels fear. Your legs want to move away. You do not think about this step by step. It happens automatically. This is because the mind was designed for speed. Speed was important for survival. It mattered for survival. Thinking too slowly could mean death. So the author explains something very interesting. The mind is not designed for modern life. It is designed for ancient life. Today, we use phones. We sit in offices. We read books. We watch screens. But the mind was shaped when none of this existed. It was shaped when humans hunted animals and gathered food. This explains why some things feel hard today. We worry too much. We feel stress easily. We get angry quickly. These feelings once helped humans survive. Today, they sometimes cause problems. Fear is a good example. Fear helped people avoid danger. But today, fear can appear even when we are safe. A loud sound, a bad message, a thought about the future. The mind reacts as if danger is near. This is not a mistake. It is an old system doing its job. Pinker also talks about pleasure and pain. These feelings guide behavior. Pain tells us to stop. Pleasure tells us to continue. Eating feels good because food is important. Social connection feels good because humans need each other. Learning feels good because knowledge helps survival. The mind uses feelings to guide decisions. We do not always think logically. We often follow feelings. This does not mean humans are weak. It means humans are human. Another important idea in this book is about learning. The mind can learn, but it does not learn everything equally. Some things are easy to learn. Language is easy for babies. Faces are easy. Social rules are easy. Some things are hard to learn. Advanced math is hard. Formal logic is hard. Complex systems are hard. This is because the mind evolved to learn some things and not others. Language helped survival. Social understanding helped survival. Advanced math did not exist in ancient times. So, when learning feels hard, it is not because you are bad. It is because the mind was built for different activities. This idea is very important for learners of English. Your mind is good at learning language. It just needs time and exposure. The author also explains that intelligence is not one single thing. There are different kinds of intelligence. Understanding people, understanding space, understanding words, and understanding tools. People are strong in different areas. This is natural. The author says that the mind is not perfect. The mind can be confused. The mind can believe wrong things. The mind can follow habits even when they are harmful. This happens because the mind uses shortcuts. Shortcuts save time and energy, but shortcuts can lead to mistakes. For example, we may trust someone because they look friendly, but looks can be misleading. We may fear something because of a story, not because of real danger. These shortcuts once helped survival. Today, they sometimes cause errors. Okay, the author also talks about emotions. Many people think emotions are a problem. They think emotions stop us from thinking clearly. But the author says something different. He says emotions are not mistakes. Emotions are tools. Emotions exist for a reason. They help us decide what to do. They help us act quickly. They help us survive. Long ago, humans did not have time to think deeply about every choice. They needed fast answers. Should I run? Should I fight? Should I trust this person? Emotions gave fast answers. Fear is one of the most important emotions. Fear tells us something is dangerous. It prepares the body to act. The heart beats fast. The muscles become ready. This helped humans escape danger. It helped them survive attacks. Even today, fear still works this way. But sometimes, fear appears when there is no real danger. A test, a message, or a memory. This happens because the emotion system is old. It reacts quickly, not carefully. So the author explains that emotions are like programs. Each emotion has a job. Each emotion pushes us toward a certain action. Anger pushes us to protect ourselves. Sadness pushes us to slow down and think. Love pushes us to connect with others. Joy pushes us to repeat good actions. These emotions guide behavior. They are not random. The author also explains that emotions and thinking work together. They are not enemies. You cannot separate them. When you make a decision, emotions are involved. Even small decisions use feelings. What to eat, who to talk to, where to go. People who cannot feel emotions often cannot decide. They know facts, but they feel stuck. Okay, and now we come to the end of this episode. Today, you listen to a simple summary of a difficult book. The book asks a very important question. How does the mind work? The ideas in this book are complex, but in this episode, I talked about them in easy English. You practiced listening, you practiced understanding, and you learned something new about yourself. Remember this: learning English is not about being perfect. It is about understanding meaning step by step. Your mind is already powerful. It is already ready to learn. It just needs time, patience, and repetition. If you enjoyed this episode, let me know in the comments. If this way of learning helps you, please tell me. Your feedback helps English Unleashed grow. Thank you for listening. Take a deep breath, and I will see you in the next episode of English Unleashed. Until then, keep listening, keep learning, and be kind to your mind. Bye for now.